How's it going, everybody? I'm Asher and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. And today in this video we're going to talk about the collective consciousness and also reflection, how we all reflect each other, and unconditional love, and also how we're all one being. I guess first of all we'll start with a reflection. Like we always say that we're just a reflection of each other, and to put that into a context that we can understand is I'm going to use an animal, I guess, to kind of just explain how this works. Basically, if you take an animal, say like cheetah, and the cheetah has a offspring or whatever, and then that baby or whatever becomes a reflection of its parent, and the parent teaches it how to hunt and it teaches it how to survive, and looking at it like that, you can understand that every cheetah is just a reflection of each other. Like as far as people go, people are just a reflection of each other because we're all just teaching each other how to survive at any given time. We follow the media, the news, whatever, so we're just all just a reflection. And when you start to realize that, you realize that, well, I guess in this awakening that I've had to realize that it was awakened to self-heal and find unconditional love for myself. But I found that you can't have unconditional love for yourself if you don't have unconditional love for everybody, because we're all just a reflection of each other. And I guess when you look at the bigger scheme of things is like, state some facts that I'm pretty sure everybody knows, is we all have an auric field or a magnetic field, right? And Mother Gaia, or the planet Earth, it's got a magnetic field, right? And as though we're on the surface of the planet Earth, we seem to be external, but we're actually internal because we're within that magnetic field. And then you got to realize that same thing, like planet Earth or Mother Gaia is a celestial being, and then you got to understand that you yourself are a celestial being. And within you, there's 4 trillion celestial beings. Every cell, every cell is just a reflection of each other. And in those cells, they have atoms, and in those atoms, they have magnetic fields too, So like we're all just part of this big thing of oneness, Like we the people on this planet, we're just the cells that inhabit Mother Gaia, Like we're part of her on such a deep level. And then in seeing it like that, you realize that we are just a reflection of each other, because each one of us individually is a cell that vibrates. And, in this time that I believe everybody's waking up, the one cell awakens first, just like when this awakening is basically awakening your 12-strand DNA system, like they say we've only used 2% of our 2 strands of our DNA and the rest is just garbage. Well, right now we're awakening the dormant cells and the dormant strands of DNA, which there's 12. And yeah, so if you think of it like that, and so every person individually is a cell, and when one cell awakens, it vibrates, and automatically, because we have energetic cords attached to everybody that we've ever encountered and been around or been a part of their life in any way, whether you help somebody or your family or not, so when one person starts vibrating, automatically it starts making everybody else vibrate, and then that's what the domino effect of this awakening is. Like in that, when you look at it like that, like and then you can you look at it like that, and then you have the realization that there is no separation, like we're all one being in this evolutionary journey that we're on. And yeah, and that's the hardest thing to perceive, is that we're not there is no separation, because once you start raising your awareness and awakening your 12-strand DNA, is you start awakening yourself to the gifts you have that are your multidimensional being, like we're just immortal spiritual beings live in temporary human existence, and their spirit lives on forever, and so like when you start doing that, then you start understanding that we can gain higher wisdom and knowledge from the universal library, the Akashic records, and we're all psychic by nature, like we just don't perceive that until you can actually go through the steps and understand how energy flows, and I guess we'll leave that for another video, but yeah, so like everybody has value, like that's, and we're all one being, like, and we're here to help each other awaken to that, and understand that there is no separation, and we all have value, and like, I know for a lot of us, or even myself, like been put in situations or times in life where you don't feel like that, and you can't get out of a rut or whatever. But yeah, like, and then, but I think that's all part of trying to master your emotions, because there's in this awakening, like I know that I've been through this profound awakening, and I know that it feels like such a short, or it feels like a long time, but it's been a short time, because I think like with the Mayans, their calendar ended and everything was on 13-year cycles or a 13-month cycle, and I believe that was because there's 13 different stages to a spiritual awakening, or 13 different stages to mastering different emotional bodies in your mental, physical, emotional, auric, and astral bodies, and once you can do that, like, and you start seeing things from the clarity, and you see through the veil of illusion and what actually is, and the fact that anything only is because it is. Basically, it's a belief system, but yeah, it's it's hard to explain. Well, like I said, we'll get into that in a different video. And I guess when you're able to go through these 13 stages of the awakening, you're able to activate your light body, and it's a proven fact that every living being on this planet, they produce light. Our skin produces light. And the more you raise your frequency, the more you raise your light body, and you become one with your higher self, I guess, or your spirit, or your soul, even. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, so we hopefully in this video we can all come to the understanding that we are all one, and there is no separation. And like I said, you just got to realize that we're all in this together, and you just got to keep spreading the word. Love everybody. Peace and love.